Hey guys, welcome back to Kuma Style Reviews. I'm TJ, and what we're taking a look at is Warbotron's WB-01 Bruticus in its full combined mode. If you like what you see in this review, of course, you can buy the full set. These guys right here, tfsource.com. I believe it's around 500 plus shipping. He was out to about 100 a piece, even though they're not that exact amount, but total I believe it's about 500. He is right at 15 inches if you count the top of his crust there, and I went ahead and just put a Make Toys combiner in there. They're pretty popular, and you can see it's night and day difference. See what the actual height difference is though. He is 11 and a half. Looks about maybe 11 and a quarter. I'm kind of standing above, but very big difference in terms of scaling and stuff like that. We'll actually go ahead and get him out of the way. Take a look at the big guy himself. Now, I gotta warn you, I'm still in the learning phases with this guy. I've had him for a bit, but really haven't played around with him much. He's not really a desk toy like, you know, the little DX9 guys or anything like that. It's pretty intimidating, so it's not really one that I've taken down off the shelf and messed around with a lot. But I know the basics. Enough to get through this guy, I hope. Alright. You guys a back view. And one thing about him, his joints, even his feet, everything's really tight. Tight to the point where you have to basically depose him. You have to grip him and brace him in multiple areas or whatever, just to move like his knees and stuff like that. The nice part is that it stays once you get it, but while you're doing it, it can be kind of a hassle. And doing it on video especially, I'll move the camera over here some, it's a bit much. Even during the X-ray review, just trying to get him into his hands and stuff like that, kind of a pain. But let's go ahead and look at the posability. 360-degree rotation in the head. There is up and down movement there. It's got a hinge. This is actually a mask that covers up Fierce Attack's face. Alright. Shoulders pretty standard. Up and down. Back and forth. Both biceps are exactly the same. Just a single elbow joint. Peg those in. I know, like the Fans Project bots, they'll use the hips as like the top of the bicep and then the knees as the elbow joint. He doesn't have that double there, so it's just straight up from the hip. Okay? See, I'm just not on the money. It does have waist swivel. Not ratcheting or anything like that, but holds really good with friction. It's a nice joint. Okay, the hips, ratchet, back, ratchet, forth, knees. Okay, see what I mean, how tight they are? And that actually pegs in well. Now the feet are really tight to the point where they suck. I put in the replacement ratchet fillers and they're really tight. That was my ruler. But you hear that really loud click, and there is back and forth movement as well. And for that, you have to hold on to the foot. It's just, yeah, and that pops right out. It's just really, everything's really tight. And you know, you can look at that as a good thing, a bad thing. I'm indifferent on it because when it's off camera, it's easy enough to just hold everything and brace it once you know. But at first, it's really, really damn frustrating. When I was doing the Pictorial for this guy, I did not realize just how tight everything is, and that was an SOB. Right? And see there, it's something else. So, as you can see, nice tight joints, and yeah. Now, honestly, that'll probably bring me to my biggest frustration right there. As I get this pegged in here, I don't even remember how that goes on. It's just a lot. Get that peg back. This chest piece, held in 2 pegs, friction, but they're not long enough in my opinion. They just do not do the job. And there's a bottom peg here. So, get the bottom peg, get these 2. Well, I'll be. I just found out that bottom peg right now. That might have just, honestly, alleviated pretty much my one problem with this guy. I was just holding on by the 2 pegs. Learn something new every day. I'm not going to sit there and pretend like I knew it the whole time. I didn't. Cool. It seems to be in a lot better now. Perfect. But yeah, overall, no problems with him or anything like that. It does just, like I said, take a while to get used to the posing him and stuff. But once you get him, he's good. It just sucks, you know, because you've got those smaller combiners that are a lot more playable. This one's big, it's heavy, it's mean. And it's as intimidating to play around with as it is to look at. So pegging is BFG that he comes in with, right there. He does have the separately posable fingers, as you can see. And let's actually... Alright, now we're a bit more situated with the gun. Like I said, this thing takes some work. The gun itself is about 10 inches long. So I mean, this is just a big something or another to go ahead and mess around with. Now in terms of that, just zooming in here. Final thoughts on this guy. I mean, it's big, it's imposing. Well, I believe this piece came off. I don't even know where that part came off at. But big, imposing, but it's definitely one that takes some work. And I know that's not always the most fun thing. I'm a person to where I collect a lot of other toy lines, and you get used to, I guess, I don't know if it's called spoiled or what, but just being able to take something out of the box. Some joints are loose, some joints are tight, but for the most part being able to play with it. This one, I feel like you have to master it. And if you're not a patient person, I'm not, it's not really going to be the toy for you. But overall, it's a great display piece, really big, really imposing. I mean, it stays together pretty well. I'm not the best with it, but I'm sure once I get used to it, and the people who have, you know, had it for a while, played with a lot and stuff like that, it seems like it's a really fun toy to pose and display. Like, it's awesome. It really shows the amount of time that you kind of waited and got excited for and stuff like that. It's a really good payoff. That's a good way to put it. The combined mode is, like I said, huge, imposing. It's a really definitive Bruticus in terms of aesthetic. But anyway, let me know what you guys think as well. This has been another Kuma Style review, and I'll see you next time.